What does being in service mean to you? I've always felt led to a life of service because I felt like drawn to helping others or helping others open up to new experiences. But just in general, like helping others, wanting better for others. And I used to think, because I was the kind of person that would give you the shirt off my back, that was a good thing, that was positive. I'm not saying it's not, but being in service doesn't mean that you can't be self-serving. Doesn't mean that you can't or that you have to be serving others only. Because in all reality, when you serve yourself, you're serving others. You're showing them how to give to themselves. You are... Now, there's a difference between self-serving and selfish. Selfish is only caring about you. In my opinion, being self-serving to the point of serving yourself first so that you may serve others. That's what I mean by self-serving. And it took a long time to learn that, because I would take care of myself, but with the bare minimum, and I would give to others. I would consistently want to help others. And then also, too, on a deeper note on that, I wondered, because it's like, okay, if I would serve my family and be there for my family and take care of my family, but then I'm willing to do for others, what makes my relationship with my family so special? The things that are special, of taking care of and making sure that they have nice things, cooking nice meals, putting that extra effort in there to make a nice meal, to make it look nice, taste nice, something that's their favorite. When you're doing that and you're willing to do that for others as well, then where is that specialness? So it was kind of interesting. And it's kind of like the whole thing of like, well, what am I, chopped chicken liver? So later on, when I learned more how to take care of myself and how to love myself, because I always, would spoil myself here and there. I like to have nice things when it comes to technology, when it comes to having, man toys. I don't know what you'd call them, like remote control cars when I was younger and stuff. I don't really care about them right now because it's not my thing. If I wanted to get into it, though, I would. So my interest in life, my fun things that I play with to try to balance out, a work-play atmosphere, which now I'm learning that, the whole thing, if you love what you do for work, then it's not work. And so I'm learning to follow my passion. But then also, too, even then, you still have to have things that are fun that just kind of take away from that, to kind of not take away from that I don't want to say distract either, but things that kind of like allow you to move your energy elsewhere for the pure fun of it, so that you're able to balance life, And I was curious as I got into all this, like when you're loving yourself and taking care of yourself, like where that comes in with family, because you also have to create borders. If you're giving so much to your family that you're exhausting time for yourself, then there's a misbalance there. And when it comes to being in service, though, like I said, the goal would be to serve yourself so that you can serve others. Always balance the give and take, because if you're just giving, and not taking, or in other words, not receiving, or even not allowing yourself to receive because of self-worth issues, then you're unbalanced. And for me, at least, balance is a really big deal. So as I thought more about being in service now, how do I provide for others? How do I balance myself? Sorry about that. Didn't mean to have to pause the video, but I had to take care of something quick. So what I was saying is, in the process of balancing the give and take, or give and receive, with helping others, part of the big thing was when I thought about, when my wife and I were younger, one of the things that she had to break as far as a habit was wanting things and then actually deciding she wanted them and to actually be okay with getting them. But then by the time we got to the checkout, and I'm sure you've had people that that do the same, is they start questioning getting it. And they're like, well, honestly, I wouldn't use it this much. And basically they put it back. They feel guilty, or for whatever reason, they talk themselves out of getting it. Whereas when you get stuff for kids, it's your kids. So you're like, well, even if it's something that they don't need or won't use very much, you know that they'll love it when they get it, you go ahead and get it for them. So I kind of went back to that when I was thinking, and it's like, there are things that I'm willing to get myself, but then I'd have to get for others too, to feel justified. And then it occurred to me that in the process of raising kids, that they learn by example, not by do as I say, not as I do. So I thought about it and I was like, what am I teaching my kids? They're older now. I've got one just turned 26, the other one turned 24, another one's about to be 21, and another one just turned 17. But it's like, what have I taught them about taking care of themselves as far as like buying for themselves? What examples have I given? What have I showed them? And the example that I should be showing them is that, if I don't want them to do without, if I want them to sacrifice their happiness or their things for other people, if I don't want them to do that, if I don't want them to do that, then why should I do that? And to an extent, of course. And so it occurred to me that it needs to be okay for me to buy things for myself. It's not like I'm going to just buy for me and be that selfish, conceited person that doesn't do for others. If anything else, I'm going to be inspired to do for others as well, because I did for myself and it felt so great, and I want them to feel that. But then also too, I'm teaching them how to do for themselves, so therefore it's almost like it's just that much more powerful to them to do for myself. And of course, it's a balance. If you're the opposite, if you're the kind of person that goes out and gets stuff for you and then gets home and then everybody's like, well, what about me? Like, what did you, or, you come home and it's like, did you get that for your brother or your sister? No, I got it for me, but it's their birthday. Well, I really wanted it though. Like, if you're that kind of person, then you have to figure out how to balance out the opposite. So in balancing though, like give and receive and showing others that it's okay to receive, I really feel like that's something that helped me, and also too in wanting to learn and grow and do the things I want to do in regards to helping others. I really wanted to learn how to do these things and how to balance helping myself first so that I could help others. I wanted to lead by example, and I really want to, I was learning to love myself, that instead of getting love through other people, through their approval or me doing enough for them that they'll return love maybe, I learned to love myself first. But now I'm learning this about abundance and finances and, cash flow, just generally doing for yourself, treating yourself, giving yourself your time, your me time. So to bring this full circle, in the being able to do for yourself, give for yourself, treat yourself with love, and empower yourself, it's really about a higher grade of service, so that not only are you raising yourself up so that you can raise others up, you're providing that service. You're not sacrificing yourself to help somebody else. Because if you do that, you're really just teaching them, okay, you help them and now they have to sacrifice themselves so that somebody else can be helped. And it's really, it's not reciprocal, the actual service of itself. It's almost the disservice is becoming reciprocated, because you're providing a disservice where it's a temporary, oh, well, they helped me, that feels great, now I want to go help somebody else, but not to sacrifice myself. So if you actually lead by example and you don't sacrifice yourself, you provide self-service and then service others in the process. I know that sounds kind of funny to say with a dirty sense of humor, but what I'm trying to say is, when you help others and you help yourself first and you show them that it's okay to love and empower yourself, to trust yourself, that you're not going to be some conceited person that's going to take advantage of other people, but in turn you're actually going to take and lift yourself up and reach down to help lift others up as well. That's what it is. Like if you're on the ladder and you keep helping all these people and you're helping lift them up the ladder and you're staying down there and you can only help so many people. But if you're actually on that ladder and you climb a little bit and you help pull somebody up a little bit and you climb a little bit and you help pull somebody else up, so to speak, I mean, if they surpass you, it doesn't matter, because what matters is that you're helping yourself and you're helping others and you're teaching others that it's okay to help themselves along the way, because that's really what it's all about, rising tides raise all ships. So that's kind of the concept. It's not about getting yourself up, or it's not about lifting up others so that you can suffer. You know, it's not a situation of wanting to be a martyr. Like, if everybody's a martyr, then no one's being helped for very long. So I guess what I'm just trying to say is that in my opinion, in my feelings, my thoughts, and my learnings, so to speak, it's really about lifting ourselves up so that we can lift others up as well. It's about being in service to ourselves first. You know, let me ask you something. If you were lifting weights, and every time you went to go lift weights, you let somebody else go lift the bench because you want to go lift weights, you want to pump yourself up and build yourself up, but you also want to be the nice guy and let the person go ahead of you, and let that person go ahead of you, and let that person go ahead of you. You know, then what's happening? They're lifting weights, they're getting a little bulkier, you're never going to bulk up. So wouldn't it be better to lift weights yourself, and then maybe instead of sacrificing yourself and letting them get on the bench, you lift yourself up, you build up your muscles, you learn maybe faster ways of doing it, more efficient ways of doing it. Maybe you learn things in the process, and while you're bulking up, you're learning what foods maybe to eat and what not to eat, and then you pass this information to somebody else who gets on the bench after you to help lift them up. Wouldn't that be more productive? And if we all did that and we lifted each other up in the process of lifting ourselves up, then dare I say it, the world might be a better place. And the world actually is a better place. You know, don't listen to social media and all the stuff that says it's not, because the world is getting better. You know, you got to have the darkness to make the light shine more, I guess. But anyways, I'm just trying to say, like, at the end of the day, being in service should mean lifting up the entire consciousness of the earth, lifting everybody up. And that would include lifting up even people you don't care about, or care for, I should say, not care about, but people you don't care for, their type of attitude. You don't know what they're going through, and at the very least, maybe don't lift them up, but don't push them down. Maybe give them a smile, maybe let them do whatever. You don't know what they're going through. So I think I've talked enough for today, even though I just got back. I'm already several minutes into this video. And I do want to make longer videos, like I mentioned earlier, maybe in a previous video, but I'm just not there yet. I'm still learning to speak my truth, learning to navigate conversating without just babbling, and learning to try to not be in my head too much or in my heart too much, to try to balance out so I can get the best of both worlds, the intellectual, the wisdom, the spirituality, kind of combine it all together to just really put my voice out there and try to help people as best as I can, and learn along the way through constant imperfection. Like I said, I can sit here and make things perfect and mess things up, or I can just get out there and get better. Just do it and learn to get better along the way. Also, too, it does make it easier to not have to edit the videos trying to do perfect things. I mean, I would like to raise the quality of the videos to... I'd love to add, like, sounds in there, background music, other stuff. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate your time. I appreciate you for dropping by. And if you want to leave any comments, suggestions, thoughts, ideas in the comments, and if you wanted to share, like, and subscribe, I do appreciate it. Every little bit helps. Thank you very much for dropping by. Have a wonderful day or evening.